to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Schmidt.
Brick by brick, baby. I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello. What's up, Smith?
What's up, Webb? I'm Smith. That's Webb, and we are the Wager Makers. Thank you all for joining us. Look, we've been down and out here for a couple of weeks. We made it to episode 100. Almost never made it to 101, but we're back. We're here. We're doing what we have to do to make sure it was Friday night, the night before anniversary of September 11th, whatever. We got a whole weekend of football. We put our picks out for free last night for the big Dallas and Tampa game. We want to make sure we get our picks out, and we're on record on Friday night. Get the picks in, so no bullshit. So we did what we have to do, and we're here. Webb, and it's episode 101.
101, so we're going to go to number one, and it's got to be, Scott Wheatley. Someone mentioned Wizard of Oz. Ozzie Smith's a good one. I thought of Cam Newton right away, and then I think you mentioned Warren Moon, and then who else? I'm missing somebody, right? Elgin Baylor, maybe. And then
Oscar Robinson.
Oscar Robinson, that's who it was.
I think you said Cam Newton or something like that.
Cam Newton, yep. So, I'll give it up to the Wizard, though. I got no problem giving it to Ozzie Smith.
I'll also say University of Michigan, when we were growing up, I don't know if this is as much of a thing anymore, but they always had like their like best wide receiver always wore number one. I think it was
Anthony
like
Carter.
Yeah, right. I think it was like thing like how like at LSU dudes wear number 7. I think in the wide receiver room for Michigan, I always thought that was pretty cool when I was growing up watching Michigan football, and always they would have some some real good wide receiver.
I didn't realize that's news. That's weird. I never saw. Like Desmond Howard didn't wear that. I guess, but he probably wasn't a receiver then. I guess
he was though, right?
Right. Yeah.
Howard was a receiver, but that was the thing when I was growing up. I'll look it up and see if I can find some news on that. But I think that was a thing. They were
we grew up together, so it wasn't just when you grew up. So it would be when we grew up.
Back in the day.
Right.
Back in the day. I'll put it that way.
Right.
Back when I was paying attention, Webb, obviously you were not.
Right. Yeah, well, that's I never heard that shit because that shit never happened.
All right, well, I'm going to have to find an article about it. If anybody's out there knows.
It's on the internet. It'll have to be true. Yeah. He's supposed to be a Michigan fan, but I never heard that one.
Speaking of Cam Newton, he came out today and said he was shocked that we were all pretty surprised that he got let go. I mean, I think we saw maybe there was a good chance. Even I think you brought it up when he got into some COVID trouble before our last episode that might be Belichick's way of slightly setting him to the bench. I think we were talking about that time. I don't know that we would have said that he was going to be, sent on.
Completely got rid of him. I mean, that's a little bit of a risky play, but that is a typical kind of a Belichick play. I think Cam got a little bit of a bad rap for last year. He showed up, I think, in the middle of camp or at the end of camp, and then he got COVID. So he was behind the 8 ball, I think, the entire season. And I think they still went 7-9. So I thought he got a little bit of a bad rap based off of last year. But when he came out today and said some shit about his aura, it's whatever.
It was going to be a distraction. His aura was going to be a distraction.
And go away. I can't. I with everything in the world, this is what we got to hear about. These guys talk about their fucking auras, and
But he'll probably. Look, Cam will probably get picked up somewhere along the line by somebody at some point down this thing. But man, he's just been damaged goods for a while now. It seems like he hasn't had a really good. Like I know he still runs the ball. He's like almost like a power back there more than anything at this point. And I think Belichick and the Patriots caught some people by surprise early in the season last year, and he really was playing well and doing stuff. But when they need to throw and stuff, he's just not quite able to get.
And Belichick, and they didn't have his Belichick. I think they had the most COVID opt-outs of anybody, the Patriots last year.
Right. So I expect them to be a better team this year, but it's going to be weird with a rookie quarterback. Belichick doesn't like to do that as much as anybody, and for them to go ahead and do that is
that must just show you where it's at with him. And it's funny, I was listening to some today, and they were talking about Ron Rivera, and he's only had, I think, like 2 or 3 above 500 seasons.
Right. And we always talk about him as like one of the
being the good coach,
best coach and stuff like that.
Well,
right?
then I mean, what that just brought to me, just thinking about it now, that means Cam Newton didn't have that many winning seasons. I mean, he had the MVP season that year, was amazing. But I guess I wonder what his career record is. If we only had an intern,
if we only had an intern that did stuff,
that right.
But right. Well, we don't, so we'll have to just
right,
say.
Right.
I don't know what his
Cam was,
lifetime
he's
record.
had an MVP season. They lost the Super Bowl. That was that season, and I don't really know what he's done other than that. I guess, right? I mean, that's interesting.
Right, but then was Ron Rivera the coach? Didn't they go to the Super Bowl with also like Jake Delhomme as the quarterback?
Yeah.
And so was Ron Rivera then, or that was before his time?
I would assume that wouldn't be him, because I don't think they would have said a guy getting to 2 Super Bowls is. I don't really. That's pretty good, no matter what your record is.
All right.
You know.
So, all right. Well, there you have it. All right. So, just want to talk about our pools a little bit. I believe it is not too late to get into Survivor, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about this, even though a game played last night. I think you can still get in by noon Central Time on Sunday. Right now we're at about 39 with 28 people have picks in it. Interesting enough, 9 people already had Tampa Bay last night, and I had Tampa Bay in our big one, so I was sweating that a little bit. Webb, now that it's the cut is fresh, the pain is real. How do you feel about your Dallas Cowboys after last?
Well, as soon as once that first pass from Prescott, I'm like, okay, they can stay in this game. And then there's a couple punts. I mean, Brady does a tough play with Fournette on the interception. But being a Dallas Cowboy fan, I don't care. It's fucking tough, man. Once they got that holding penalty, and I knew that, okay, we're not scoring a touchdown. We're going to have to kick if this dude can kick the field goal, which he drilled it. He did nail it. It's too much time. I've seen this happen to the Cowboys a million times. No matter who the head coach is, anyone who's on the team, Romo, Prescott, doesn't matter. They give up. They just always give it up at the end. So there was no doubt in my mind that they were going to lose once they got that holding penalty.
Well, to their credit, I thought they played well. I thought the offense looked super explosive. I thought Tampa Bay's defense. That's why we're 1-1 after one day in the NFL. We took Dallas with the points, and we took the under. But I really thought Tampa Bay's defense was going to be better. But man, Dallas has weapons, man. CeeDee Lamb looks super fast. Gallup, even though he went down late, I think with an ankle, which is surprising. Yeah. Gallup seems like he's hurt. That's his deal a lot, I think.
5 weeks. He misses 3 to 5 games a year. Yeah.
Right. Amari Cooper had a great game. And then even the defense played okay for a while. They even came up with a couple big turnovers. I thought Dallas didn't really capitalize on those as much as they could have.
That's another Cowboy thing too. They're the greatest between the 20s, and then you can't score when you get closer. Tampa Bay, I'll be as objective as I can for my disdain, as pissed off as I am here at this Cowboy team. That Tampa Bay front seven is just nasty, though. Yeah. Those dudes are hitting and Devin Bush is a monster. And they got, seems like 4 or 5 like defensive ends that'll put pressure on.
They just have a ton of guys that you hear their name and like, oh, I forgot he's on that team.
Yeah, right.
Jason Pierre-Paul,
right. And then they got the Goldston, and then the rookie came, and then they're just rocking people.
We already talked about that. Their middle linebacker might be the best linebacker in this middle linebacker. He made
that tackle on Dalton Schultz on the tight end. I'm like, oh, he's going to get the first down. No, he just literally picked the tight end up and threw his ass to the ground. So, they did look good. Dalton Schultz looked good. Prescott looked incredible. The line looked okay. The center, I saw something today. He played horrible. I didn't really notice that. That's a tough defensive line. I don't understand. I understand the game plan, but I don't understand why you need to pay a running back $15 million if you're not going to run the ball. He's a great blocker. He had some incredible blocks. And the best thing he does, he doesn't stand there and let the guy come at it. He'll step up into the line of scrimmage and hit it. And he saved Prescott's ass a couple times. So the Cowboys looked okay. That's a shitty division. That's Tom Brady's amazing. He was dropping dimes. He threw that one ball
Right
with
from that second drive, I think we were talking about it. You know, they came out. I think they went out 3 and out or something like that early on. And then the next drive, he throws this rainbow ball to Antonio Brown down the sideline and just drops it right in there, perfect. And then he hit Gronk across the middle where he had a guy behind him and in front of him.
That was the other one. That was the other one. But
And
even a play,
amazing.
there was a third down play that Godwin dropped, and it would have been a touchdown.
Right.
He had his head, I guess, to the inside. Collinsworth didn't call it right, but he had to and that ball was right there. He just short-armed it. Right. And there were instances, more than a couple, where they were kind of in his face there a little bit, especially even that one, like you said, that one lollipop rainbow. He kind of was back and threw it. That was an amazing throw. So and it was funny hearing Micah Parsons. They said he was going to be defensive rookie of the year. Every Cowboy website I listened to or whatever. And he's like, dude, the dude just knew what I was doing way before I did it.
But I'll tell you what, I saw number 11 on the field every play. He was near what was going on. I thought.
I wasn't impressed with really anyone on it. I'm sick of DeMarcus Lawrence too. The dude got $100 million. He hasn't had more than 6.5 sacks since he signed that contract. He plays the run. Bullshit. You could give me some fucking sacks. Randy Gregory's supposed to do. He didn't do anything either.
But look, they did come up with 3 turnovers. I thought Dallas, they had I think they missed a field goal, missed an extra point. A couple times they could have really capitalized on those turnovers and taking control of the game. And to their defense, hey man, when you have a 1 point or a 2 point lead to Tom Brady and there's 1 minute and 25 seconds left, they ain't the only ones susceptible to that shit. That's for sure. Not a person in America was like, oh, well, this is over. That's for sure.
No doubt.
Everybody was like, oh, this is going to be look, there's a lot of time left. There's a lot of time left.
I thought,
especially when they only needed a field goal.
Trayvon Diggs played well, the cornerback from Bama. The safety play got better as the game went on. They desperately needed a cornerback across from that dude got toasted. Anthony Brown got toasted, but we'll see. I mean, the defense, they still can't really stop the run, in my opinion. But that game could have been. I wouldn't have been surprised to see it be 35 to 13 or something. But
there was a lot of Cowboys fans doing a lot of bitching and moaning about the looking for an offensive pass interference on that last drive.
And I do agree with
that.
What
are your thoughts on that?
That was definitely. I mean, it's obvious the dude pushed off, and you can't. Especially how the game was being called, that was a shit call. They missed it. They blew it. In that spot, he went like this, and he turned he literally went like this.
It was stopped on a dime. Dude, stop on a dime.
No.
Back shoulder pass.
That's not what it was, though.
Defenders on his heels already. No.
Two hands.
Two hands. If anything, his arm went out like this because he was holding on to his arm.
Nah.
He was grabbing on his arm.
I thought it was a shit call.
I appreciate, Joe, that you didn't use that as your number one thing. Some dudes are like, oh, the whole game was because of this play or something like that.
Well, I mean, they could have. First of all, they missed a field goal. They missed an extra point. That's 4 points right there. And then they're down by the goal line. I think it was before the half, and they run the option play to Zeke, and the fucking tight end Blake Jarden just completely whiffs on the block. I mean, that's a 4 points right there. He didn't even have to block him, just get in the way. So I that was, to me, more infuriating than anything. It was he just completely missed the dude. So I don't know what went on there. And Mike McCarthy is, I'm going to be politically correct here, but you really thought that he came out today? He said, I had a lot of confidence that Zerline was going to make that kick. Are you kidding?
He's made 50, 60 yard kicks in the past, haven't he?
But he couldn't.
Did you watch the kicks he made tonight? Did you watch the kicks that he kicked so far?
Right. That's right. Exactly. Are you watching the same game?
The thing is, though, I thought Tampa Bay was going to turn around and score off of that. They did.
It didn't hurt, but it's still a stupid play. And just a lot of it, the play call, I don't know what he did that year off. I think he just went completely analytics and just ignored, what's in your face, what you're seeing, and any football that he had. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Mike McCarthy's. Obviously, if they win some games, it might change. I was really hoping for Dan Quinn to do something. So I'm not going to bury the defense off of one game. But the head coach, to me, is stacking up some very, very questionable.
All right. Well, we'll see. Like I say, look, that I think going into last night, that home team after the NFL, after the Super Bowl, show the banner, even against the spread is at like 66, 70%, I believe.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen,
on those games. So it's a tough situation. I thought Dallas played well. I think they're going to be, I think certainly in that division, I think they're going to be just fine. I think that, as long as Dak stays, like we've seen what the difference it makes if Dak goes down or not, but as long as Dak stays healthy, I think they'll be in good shape.
All right, so you get 4 turnovers, your quarterback throws for 400 and something yards, and you still fucking lose the game. I mean, they did that the first 5 games last year. It's the same, maybe less turnovers.
But they won't play Tom Brady. They're not going to be playing Tom Brady every week.
Yeah, but they're going to play every week. That's you rhyme like Jerry Jones now. Like they're going to play a professional quarterback's getting paid next week. I mean, I think they might play the Giants. That's a different story. But after that, there's Green Bay. There's other quarterbacks that can complete passes.
All right, we'll see. I mean, time will tell. We split last night.
And then just right tackle just got popped for PED.
Yeah, Collins. I think didn't he go to LSU?
He did, yeah. And he dropped.
Yeah, and then hopefully you'll have that guard that other guy you missed back
Zach
from
will be back.
The COVID situation.
But it's week 2 and you're already shuffling your offensive line. Just always, it's just the same team no matter what happens. The same shit, same scenario.
Right. So we got Survivor. Not too late. Get in there. If you need the link, let me know. That we had the college football pick'em. We're 1 week in, and D Saints fan, not sure who that is exactly. He's 7-3. And then we got some other. Rev G is 7-3, and McUno 717 is 7-3. And then we got a bunch of 6-4s. Webb, I think you went 6-4. I went 5-5 last week. So I think we only got about 18 people in that. I did have a few people from New Orleans let me know they couldn't get their picks in because of the internet, electric, all that situation. But hey, man, we're gonna roll.
Can they still get in and just be a week behind?
Well, they can. They'd be 7 picks behind, and I'll just tell them, look, it's a long season. Fucking whip
right. Well, it's free.
Because even our defending champ wasn't able to get in because of the Little Saint the Goat. Little Saint the Goat wasn't able to get in, but we'll work it out. We'll figure it out.
Well, Rev G won something last year, and he's out in front right now.
Yep. So, and just speaking of the intern, I think he's down there 4-6, that way down by the bottom. Go Tigers! I'm not sure who that is. 1-9 for the GEAUX.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's a local. Pretty sure that's a local guy. He probably wishes. He probably wishes he didn't get the internet working himself.
Right.
Himself or herself, I'm not sure.
He probably pigged. That's who listened to Coach O's scraggly ass voice.
Right. That was a crazy game, the LSU UCLA. I don't know. We'll see. Man, they're gonna have to turn things around quick. The Tigers. I don't know what Coach Ogeron's gonna do, but
dude, that dude mailed it in. He had a magical.
He just wants to make millions of dollars and bang the Instagram broads.
What do you mean? I don't have a quarterback who's gonna have one of the best seasons in the history of college football out of the blue.
LSU should make a play and go hire Brady right now.
Do something. The
throwing coach for the passing game coordinator of that team.
Yeah, Ogeron mailed it in. He's done.
He's making money. Traded in his wife. He's getting Instagram models. He got billions of dollars.
Right.
He got a national championship.
That's
what
it.
Else? It's over.
Been in business forever. It's
over.
I'm done.
Over. Go Tigers.
Yeah. You're a sissy with the blue.
So in the fantasy football league, the Wager Maker Fantasy Football League, Danny Shelton's got Tom Brady, so he took an early lead in his game.
Ferrone had Prescott, didn't he?
I'm not sure, but Little Rock Straws was Cooper. He had Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure who
had 100 and something. His problem is he makes it look too easy. He doesn't even look like he's running.
Shit, I don't even know how to look at this now, but whatever.
That's all right.
All right, Fantasy League. I'm just giving some updates. All right. So, what else big happened in the week of football? Big game, Clemson and Georgia. That was a good one, but it looks like they're saying Georgia's quarterback might be out for the game this week, but who cares? They're playing, after you play a game like that, you play some nobody.
Yeah.
I think they play UAB. I think they play UAB. JT.
Oh, yeah, JT, what's his name? Not Slovis. Slovis was the guy through that stayed. Slovis stayed. There was 2 of them at USC. Slovis is still there. DJ, what's his name? Ukulele, whatever. He didn't, he dropped some good plays, but he was,
Well, I was thinking taking Georgia this week, and I think they're laying like 24 points to UAB because they're going to want to get that offense rolling. And look, I'm sure Clemson has an amazing defense. That's why what does that game end up 10-3 or something like that?
Yeah,
Georgia
10-3, exactly.
So I think that Georgia's D is every bit as good as advertised. And they'll be wanting to get the offense roll. They're not going to want to go into another game without getting that offense rolling. So
I think we had UAB, or did we bet against UAB maybe for game one?
I don't know. We are officially.
I think we bet Jacksonville State and UAB blew them out. Yeah,
we are 10-11 on the college slate so far. So hey, look, it's not good.
It always.
I think we started off way worse than that last year after the first couple weeks. So, and we're 1-1 in the NFL. So.
Right. All right. Let's get to it.
So that's where we stand. What anything else you want to talk about? Let's see. We got anything else you'd like to talk about from the week, or are we just going to go straight to picks?
Let's get to the picks. We got to get the show back on track, or everyone's getting bored.
All right.
It's almost hockey season. That's news.
All right. Like I say, the hurricane threw us off. We're going to get picks out. All right, let's go college. Anything stick out for you college pick-wise?
Yes, Florida is going to win by 100. And so is who's ever playing UConn. I think might be Purdue.
Yes, I have the team that's playing UConn as well.
I'm clicking NFL. Let me click. And also, Smith, I got a new website here. Why did things change? Why did things need to be updated? It's worked fine for like 10 years. And then they got to change it up, It took me like 25 minutes to figure out where the Utah State game was. Anyways, excuse my voice.
I'm on Utah State tonight -6.5 too. They better win.
Yeah, Florida's playing USF sucks. They lost 45-0, I think. That's Florida. Florida's laying 28.5. That's my first pick. The second pick is playing. I don't know what happened with Iowa State last week, by the way. Who's UConn?
Well, that's a big game. UConn. Let me tell you something about UConn. We talked about them last week, and we took we take Fresno or something.
State. They won by 45.
And they won by 1,000.
Right.
And but when we talked about that, they took the year off after like winning like one game the year before. So the coach has been with them for the last 2 years. The coach stepped down already after the first game.
Brady Etzel. Yep. Purdue's laying 35. I mean, that's a number though, but that's their horrendous.
Yeah, that's going to be blowout city.
They lost to Holy Cross, UConn, 30. They gave a 38 to Holy Cross. They scored 28. They lost to I was at home in UConn. Then they lost to Fresno State 45-0. So those are two right there. That were the big numbers. I like some other games early, Smith, and then I'll give it up to you here. Okay. Seems like everything was early. I don't know. Let's talk about the Ohio State game, but wasn't my. I think I like Tennessee plus some points because I knew you were going to tell me all I do is lay points. So I like Tennessee plus 3.5 against Pitt.
I like Tennessee as well. And then, but I will call you a homer because now apparently we have to take Tennessee every game.
No, they covered for us last week.
But they did cover last week, so we'll roll with it.
Minnesota, I like at home against Miami of Ohio. That's a pretty big number again. And then I don't know what you thought. I think Oklahoma State's got to beat Tulsa.
Yeah, by 2 touchdowns, you would think, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Tulsa lost to somebody called UCD. I don't even know what team that is. That's Rich Rod and the other guy. Rich Rod's son is the UC Davis. Tulsa lost at home to UC Davis. So those are my picks, I think. Now there's a couple I'd wanted to talk about.
All right.
The first
Let me get to mine. I like South Carolina.
Who's that? Where's that?
-2.5 over East Carolina. There's just a discrepancy in quality there, right? Even if South Carolina is a mid SEC team.
What did South Carolina do last week?
They won.
They're using the grad student as the quarterback, right? He was supposed to be a coach.
South Carolina won for against Eastern Illinois or something like that, but a blowout. And Eastern Carolina lost to Appalachian State. And South Carolina, it's only 2.5. I mean, come on.
All right, I got no problem with that.
I had Tennessee. Yeah. I like Georgia for the reason of what I told earlier, that they want to get the offense rolling.
But the quarterback's out, you're saying?
They're saying he may be out.
What do you got? I got, let me pull up. I got 22.5 here, it looks like. South Carolina on the road -2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like Tennessee. Got that. I like Purdue. I had them written down.
Yeah.
Let's see. I like. I was looking at
Minnesota, you got them there? That's forgot.
Colorado. I know you're a fan of A&M. I just don't know why A&M is ranked 5. I don't know what. I mean, what? I don't understand why there's. And I'm going to talk about Iowa State about this in a little bit too. I just don't understand how they get put there without the skins really on the wall.
Well, I mean, weren't they last year? Didn't they? They were just a game out of the. They were number 5 last year. A&M I'm talking about. Now I don't. And well, Kellen Mond is on the fucking Minnesota Vikings, and he was. But they're one of these things. It's a Jimbo Fisher thing. Like, he gets these recruits, and they do stack up some wins, but they never get to be that elite team. So I don't know. I got no problem when it takes. Let me see what I got for a number. 17.5, something like that. Yeah, I mean,
that's
I wouldn't
one we
give a lot
can
of
lay
pushback.
off if you feel strongly about it. But I just.
How many we got so far?
Well, we got Florida 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we can narrow it down because I got a couple more coming at you.
All right, we'll put that one. Put a little question mark next to
All right.
that one.
All right, Colorado question mark. I like Michigan. I think maybe Michigan might actually be a year when they actually do something. Now, don't get me wrong; they're not beating Ohio State and shit like that. But Washington did not look good last week against.
They
lost to Montana.
Montana. They didn't lose. They beat them, but I had them pretty big too. It was a late night. Here's my thing though. I got same thing. Illinois did this to me this week. That we bet against. I think Illinois that week 1 against Nebraska. They look really good. So I'm like, Illinois. It's their second game of the season. They're going to be okay.
UTEP or it was like UTEP
right.
or something.
And they go out and I think they lose the game outright. So now Washington is supposed to be okay. Not great. Pac-10, second or third in a shitty Pac-10 anyway. My fear is that game and that line, if you look at the eye test from those two games, that's a low number.
Well, I'm also looking at it's at home at night in Michigan. It doesn't happen a lot. It's going to be a tough place. I think that's going to be a tough place to play, and it's not even a touchdown. That's why I love.
Right.
Hey,
all right. I mean, it's easy. I just my fear is
it looks too. I get it. The team got beat by some bullshit
right
one day, and then the next week they're ready to. No, I get it. That's one but one to go the opposite way.
That's at night.
That's a night game.
Yeah, I don't have anything at night either, so let's go with that one. That's fine.
All right, I got one other one that I liked, and this is going the other way, like a team that didn't look too hot. Miami, the U. Obviously, everybody against Alabama looks like crap. I think Appalachian State, they always play everybody tough.
Right.
But I think Miami will get this done. Like, I think Miami's the better team, and we'll get this done against them. I think they're laying 8 to App State.
Well, I think Miami's probably a little bit embarrassed here. I mean, Appalachian State is like
legit. They're legit.
They're like a tough boxer who's that gives you a great fight every time. I got no problem with Miami. What time is that game? At 7:00. Okay.
All right.
And then one more that I got here. Just looking at here, I like USC -17.
Oh, yeah.
I think this might be Stanford's worst team in a long, long time. They don't have anybody.
All right, they definitely look bad this week. I'm a little afraid of a conference game early this on laying what's the line, like 17 on that?
Yeah.
So
we could
if you want, we can lose the USC and lose the Colorado if it
all
makes
right,
you
we'll
feel
do that. Let's do that.
All right, so that gives us 8. This is a solid 8 picks.
That is. That's good. I really like those.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the Iowa.
And we got to talk about Notre Dame too. That was fucking ridiculous.
And we'll talk about the Ohio State. That's the big games. We'll talk about the Ohio State.
Right.
Iowa State. I mean, it seems like every year I hear about how this team is going to be something, and they usually turn out to screw us a bunch. They're laying points to Iowa, who basically I think Iowa beats them most of the time. Like I don't think Iowa State's beaten Iowa in many years. Iowa looked good in their first game. They rolled over Indiana.
They did. I think I
and
might have had
they're
Iowa.
getting. I like the Hawkeyes, to be honest with you, in this one, just for the fact that everybody, and I know a lot of times you're on Iowa State, you like them a little bit, but
I've just been following. That's the thing with them is they're just a senior laden team, and they're did they end up losing that game last week? I don't
no,
know.
they won because
All right.
they're ranked number 9.
Okay. Right, and then what's Iowa?
Yeah, they only won 16-10 against UNI. Iowa's tank. This is the big. This is the big game. It's number 9 against number 10.
Let me see what a number I got here. I don't know, man. I'm going to stay away from this one.
All right,
I got to refresh.
we'll stay away. Everybody out there, I'm on Iowa on record. On record. And then what do you think about this Oregon, Ohio State matchup?
Well, I think Oregon's best player is that defensive end, like Thoreau or something. His name is. He was the number 1 recruit a couple years ago. The kid's for real. He's defensive end. He's going to be number 1 pick next year. I would bet. You know me. I think the Pac-10 sucks, and I think Ohio State's just getting warmed up. I mean, that's a number. I got 14.5. But I would not take the 14.5 if that's what you're asking me.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. I don't like laying the much. I was almost thinking maybe the under, like Ohio State's defense is actually able to stifle Oregon, and maybe Oregon can do something. But who? I don't like.
Their best defensive player is out.
Other than it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Right. Yeah, I would. I think Ohio State's going to be just fine. They're going to be there all season. That kid just needed a couple minutes, and I think that really helped him. They're good. They're legit. They're always
right,
real good.
All right. So, and then what other game you want to talk about? Notre Dame.
And what about Rutgers? What do you think of Rutgers?
Well, I think I don't want to look. They blew out Temple last week.
Temple did not look good though, bro. I mean, they were turning the ball over like that.
That's what I mean. I was on Syracuse actually last week on my one of my pools here, and they won and covered. Syracuse did. This I think is going to be a tough game. I think people are probably a little. I think people are probably a little too high on Rutgers today, and people haven't really. And Syracuse, sometimes they're okay. That's all I can.
It was the first home game with fans. I saw something crazy in like 600 days or something like that.
Probably a year.
600? No, 600. It's 2 years. Almost 2 years.
All right.
And then what? Notre Dame. Of course, we had Notre Dame last week, and they,
we got listen.
Again.
Our thing is Notre Dame. It happens to us every time. If we go against them, they roll. If we take them and lay some points, and it's the worst kind because they win.
Right.
And don't cover the spread.
Right.
So they kick a field goal and carry the guy off like Rudy.
Right.
And I'm sitting here wondering how much I owe to man.
Right. It's a miracle win in South Bend. Touchdown Jesus does it again when they barely cover against, Paluca State.
But 17 is not an unreasonable number for Toledo.
And what did Toledo do last week? I mean, why? That's just, and I like their quarterback. He's a transfer, Cohn, Coan, I think his name is. From Wisconsin.
Norfolk State, they won 49-10.
All right. Well, that's meaningless. I don't know.
I think I'm leaving. I think we have 8.
8
picks.
Solid. Okay.
Florida, here it is.
Love
Florida,
that.
Purdue, Tennessee, Minnesota, Oklahoma State, South Carolina, Michigan, and Miami.
Yeah. All right. That could be 8-0.
I'm down with that. It sounds like 8-0 to me.
I think.
I mean, we didn't take garbage. These are big boys. We got big. We got nothing but big boys.
We got a couple points on one of them, even.
Yeah, on one game we got points.
Only one, right? Or is it more than one?
I doubt it. It's us.
Probably not.
All right. We just hope the winner wins big. That's
right.
Like.
It's blowouts.
All right. We take the team that's better. That's right. That's what it is. And then they win by
they're favored for a reason.
Well, the NFL, maybe the NFL will be different, Webb. Maybe the NFL.
Well, we took points last night, and it worked out well.
It did.
I'll probably surprise you actually today.
I think I got some games that I like. Okay, all right. Let's just go down the list of these games. Let's go one at a time, and I'll tell you how I feel and how strongly we feel. We'll talk about how strongly we feel if they're getting put on a list or if we're just leaning a certain way.
All right. Go ahead, kick us off.
All right, Eagles Falcons.
What do you got for a number there? I got 3.5 over here. I like the Falcons, man. I'd take the Falcons there. I'd buy that 0.5 to 3. The Eagles are not interested in playing football, I don't think, this year. They have their eyes set on Deshaun Watson, in my opinion.
All right. I think I will stay away from that game because I believe 3.5 is enough to take in this game.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
We'll move on. We have to come back to it. We'll come back.
Right. We'll find something.
There's some tough game.
What's the total?
Bills,
Steelers. 8.5.
I believe it'll go over.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of it. Okay, forget that.
All right, Bills, Steelers.
I'm taking the 6.5 points in that game. Believe it or not,
I'm taking 6.5 points in that game too. I think we can put it in.
I'm going to buy it at 7. I'm going to buy it at 7. So,
all right.
Total's 48 here. If you need a play on that, shit, I don't know. I might stay under that actually. 48. They're both going to score 20, 27, 21. It's going to be right there. Take the points.
Steelers. All right. Vikings, Bengals.
Oh, I love the Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings. I like that too.
That's a fucking layup. -3. Pound that.
Yep. Bengals showed sign of life last year. They are not ready to fucking compete.
Joe Burrow is still
right.
Thinks he's hurt.
Right. Next game, 49ers, Lions. I got nothing on this.
Number. This is my big play in the sewer sides. The Niners -8. And 46. I would stay under if you're going to put my gun to my head, and then a team. I would pick the Niners. I just don't see how the Lions are going to score. DeAndre Swift was their big running back, and he's hurt, or at least going to be limited. They drafted Penny Sewell or whatever the dude, and he apparently was underwhelming. Not that I don't think
Jared Goff without McVay, how is going to be as bad as it can possibly be.
And, they do have that Hawkinson something, the tight end. And the Niners, I think, will be content just to run the ball. I think that they're going to fight hard, the Lions. I think that's some good defensive line. Michael Brockers is on the team. So I don't know that the Niners are going to air it out type thing. So I would take the Niners and the under, but I do have the Niners several times in a couple different suicides.
In the survivors thing.
Yep.
All right, so we're skipping that one. Cardinals, Titans.
This one's tough. Let me find the number here. I was leaning Titans.
I'm leaning Titans as well.
I still don't believe in the defense of the the Arizona Cardinals.
Right. And especially on a team that can just pound the rock pound the rock. And now they got Julio Jones. It's going to help their offense out a little bit, Tennessee.
And they got defense. Their defense is good. I'm still waiting for this Kyler Murray to be this. He's fine. I'm not saying
even the coach not convinced about him yet.
Right. They haven't really won anything but I don't have a line on this. Is somebody hurt?
I don't know. I'm looking at it's showing 3.
I got it. Yeah, Tennessee -3, 53.5. To me, that seems wildly high.
Well, I was looking at the over. That's why I was just going to look. So let's,
Lay to 3.
The next game I actually like. I don't like laying points on the road, but Seahawks Colts.
What's the status of Quentin Nelson, first of all, and second Carson Wentz?
I think Carson Wentz is maybe going to play. I don't think it matters at this point. If you get Carson Wentz at this point, he's like a backup quarterback. There's no way Carson Wentz is going to come out there and overdo Russell Wilson, and show out on Russell Wilson. He might have a workman's effort and do some stuff, but I just feel like Seattle's a team that's contending. The Colts are a team that's trying to figure out who they will be trying to figure out who
Colts
they are.
Are an interesting pick for a lot of people. They're like not a dark horse, but I got no problem. I'm not a Carson Wentz fan. I don't think he's very good either. I do like the under 49 though.
Okay. I don't mind picking that.
Because I think they do. They got what's his name? Darius Leonard on defense, and the Seahawks Vikings always pretty good. And then what's his name is on they run the ball a lot too, the Colts. So that's cool. I'm down with that.
All right. This next one, believe it or not, I kind of like. The Chargers go to the East Coast to Washington, and Washington football team is laying 1.
-1 and 44.5. I don't really have any feel on this. I did like the Chargers early on. that's just a tough assignment to travel cross country that first game. Typically, those scenarios that team loses. So I mean, Washington to me they got that top four and those front four guys. Fitzpatrick, it's been in the league 16 years, Smith, and it's never been to the playoffs. So that's going to tell you what's going to happen with the Washington football team. I'm going to stay away from this one. I'm going to pass on this one.
Okay, I was I like the Washington football team being on the East Coast. That long road trip.
Early start.
Chargers have new coaches, new coaching staff, new coordinator, the whole bit. Walking into playing against that defense on the first day, and I think what the Washington football team needed more than anything probably was just somebody that's not going to lose a game for them at the quarterback position, which I think they might have now. I'm not saying they're making the playoffs, and I'm not saying they're going to be.
He'll lose plenty. He'll fill himself.
But I think they're good enough to win this game. But we'll wait on that one. We don't feel good on that. I know you like this game. Jets Panthers.
I love the Panthers in this game. There's no way that. I shouldn't say that. The Jets are bagged up. They lost 3 guys on defense. They're 2 defensive ends and the linebacker. They're all young. Everyone on offense is young. Brand new coach. I do think that they finally do have a solid base. I'm a big fan of Wilson. I just don't see it with Christian McCaffrey. And then I think they had 2 or 3 1,000-yard receivers last year, even with what's-his-face quarterbacking. I think this will help Darnold. He don't have to do everything. The offensive line is okay, but I just don't see the Jets really having anybody to do anything at this point.
All right. If you really love this one, I'm okay with putting on the list. I'll go in saying that this is under. I don't.
All right. Well, we'll leave it off then. Let's see.
I don't see why you would. Like I'm a fan of Darnold. I think in the right place he could have some success. I just don't know that I've seen anything yet to think that he's better than what's going on.
Coached by the worst coach in the history of football, probably.
I think Wilson is going to be solid, dude. But I think he's going to be solid enough to play in this game. I just don't know enough about these two teams at this point to
go on the. He's not going to go on the road and win his first game with the defense not being able to sustain, even if McCaffrey runs the ball 30, just pitch it to him. And then they got those 2 receivers. What's his name? Chalk or Chard or something? And DJ Moore. They have some talented players versus non-talented players, and plus they're banged up, and plus it's a rookie on the road. First game.
Well,
and I think Darnold's going to be a little bit
pissed off. We can put it down with a question mark. We got to look at some. Right. Jaguars Texans.
This is silly. I got -3 here.
I'm gonna be honest. I like the Texans.
I'd go the other way. Let me make sure.
I just think the Jaguars are. What I saw of them was not a professional football team a couple weeks ago, and that was preseason. And I think Tyrod Taylor. I've always been a fan of his. He always gets screwed over, even to the point where the doctors shoot him up in the lung before a game. I think maybe the Texans surprise you. Everything's been about Deshaun Watson. Maybe they have
coaches. I just don't know who they have. I don't even know who's on their team. I couldn't even tell you who's on their team. I don't really know too many players on the Jaguars. I don't think this is. I don't know. I can't even.
This is unplayable. This is unplayable. Fine.
I can't handicap that game. Yeah.
Browns and Chiefs.
I mean, it's a tough one, right? 5.5 points. You want to talk about, we've been saying things about Iowa State for years that this is going to be the year. How many years are we going to say it about the Cleveland Browns?
Well, I'll tell you, the Browns had a pretty good year last year, and they even in the playoffs in Kansas City, they gave Kansas City all they could handle in that game. So I thought it was a good year for the Browns last year.
Well, they have a revamped offensive line, don't they? The
Chiefs completely revamped.
But I do the Browns are talented, dude. I mean, I got no problem taking the Browns if you want, plus 5.5.
Well, I don't have to. I'm not taking the Chiefs.
Let's put the Browns out and let's see where we're at. 'Cause I think we could both at least agree on that. Excuse me.
Next, Patriots and Dolphins.
It's another interesting game.
We've been saying all year long that the Patriots weren't at full strength last year. I have a feeling Patriots surprised some people, even with Mac Jones at the quarterback spot. But the Dolphins have covered, I saw somewhere, as an underdog, like a ridiculous amount in the last 2 years.
Well, I mean, these are kind of both. This is a tough game too to pick. I mean, these are kind of the both teams. I want to see what Tua is going to do, and well, yeah, like you said, I want to see who jogs out there and puts on a uniform for the Patriots. You know what I mean? Especially offensively. So I'm going to pass on this. Let me see what the numbers are. -3 and 43.5. I don't know, man. I'm staying away. I got no feel either way. I'd take the Dolphins, I guess, probably.
We'd be taking different teams.
All right,
but I don't feel strongly enough about it.
But again, you could easily talk me in over a couple of beers. Like, take the for Belichick and lose it.
Right. Home. I paid Bill Belichick at home. New quarterback, Mac Jones. All right. Next, Packers Saints in Jacksonville.
That's an important statement there at the end.
Yes.
The Packers -3.5.
I can't make arguments against at this point. Funny story. The Saints picked Jacksonville because they wanted someplace, number one, that was in Florida that could be as humid as possible for the guys from Wisconsin.
Right.
Also, the plane tickets, they had like 3 different stadiums that were available in Florida, and the plane tickets going from Wisconsin to Jacksonville were the most expensive of the ones, just to keep some of the fans from coming. And also, I think Aaron Rodgers has a bad career record in Florida. Just put that out there.
I like. I actually do. I do like that. I like that a lot more than I think about it. And you can buy that down to 3.
Yep, I'm down with the Packers.
All right.
Broncos Giants, your favorite team in the whole world, Webb.
Saquon is
the
playing,
Teddy Bridgewater.
Right?
The Teddy Bridgewater led Denver Broncos.
41.5. It's going to be cool. I just don't. This is tough. I mean, if I had to bet this game, I would not bet the Giants, just based off of my hatred of them and the fact that I think their quarterback's going to turn the ball over at least twice, and that Denver has a pretty good defense, and maybe Teddy Bridgewater won't turn the ball over. So that would be my rationale. But I'm not going to play this game. So. It's a weird.
I was just going to say this is a good option for the under, but the total is
41.5. Yeah,
which is just a ridiculous number to do.
Especially,
so, I would take a home dog there if I have to play that late in the day. I'll probably take a home dog, but I think we skip that one as well. We're skipping a lot of these. Next one is the Sunday nighter, Bears and Rams.
I mean, this is a big half point for me. I want to buy it down to the Rams. I'm a Rams guy. I like the Rams, and I'm not convinced in the Bears at all. I'm not convinced in their head coach. I'm not a big. I mean, I like the Red Rocket, Red Rifle, whatever his name is. Andy Dalton's good, but they don't take care of their skill players. They have Allen Robinson. They have that running back. I think his name is Montgomery. They're okay. The line is okay, and the defense is always pretty good, but someone's always hurt, it seems like. So I'm a big fan of Aaron Donald. I'm not a fan of Matt Stafford, but he doesn't need – this is not a playoff game. It's weird. You know, that L.A. crowd is always a little bit weird, but that's a long flight for the Bears too. That's a tough spread. I would have to go 46.5 is the total. I don't know. Just the skill players and Aaron Donald and the other dude, the cornerback, is enough for me to buy this game to 7. You're correct.
Yep. I have no problem taking the Rams. That's a tough game. I think the Bears are going to have a decent year this year, but I don't think it's going to show up tonight. This is going to be too much for them to handle, I think. Moving on, Monday night. I like this game, actually. I actually like the Raiders at home getting points. This will be the first time they're in that stadium with fans, I believe. The brand new stadium they have out there in Vegas. I'm thinking, right? I mean, they didn't have fans last year.
Yeah, wow.
So, and the Raiders, I just think the Raiders are not that bad. And the Ravens they never prove anything to me ever. They got every running back on their depth chart is injured.
Yep. But Latavius Murray, I think, is going to run.
Yeah. I legitimately like the Raiders in this one.
I'm not a Ravens fan. I've well documented about I'm not a fan of Lamar Jackson. You can do all you want in the regular season. I got no problem taking the 4. I'm all over that.
All right.
Again, I think John Gruden's crazy, but they always start off hot. I am a Derek Carr fan. I don't know what they did with their offensive line, but I think they can hand the ball to Taylor Jacobs. We'll be fine.
All right. Here's the pick. Steelers, Vikings, Titans, Seahawks. Under 49 in the Colts, Seahawks.
Yeah.
Panthers, Browns, Packers, Rams, Raiders.
How many is that? You want to take the Panthers off? That might be
10.
too many. Oh, that's
Even
all right.
10. Even 10. And then we got Florida, Purdue, Tennessee, Minnesota, Oklahoma State, South Carolina, Michigan, and Miami.
It's a big weekend right there, brother.
All right. Now, look, next week we'll start having more of a show. This was we got this Hurricane Ida business, and we got
it really threw us off.
This is
all over. Yeah,
shit going on. We're
life happens even to the Wager Makers podcast.
Right.
But
hey, we
we're
were making
gambling.
millions. I'd have been in the fucking Florida hotel making this show right now.
If we had a studio, so
Right.
we need some more
If
sponsors.
we had interns
an intern that would help us.
and sponsors but don't get thank you Wilbur Investigations.
Of
Thank
course.
you MN3 Technologies.
The
and,
grill room in Little Rock, Arkansas.
That's the name of it.
Yeah, greatest place.
We're gonna have to go there. Well, maybe we'll do a show there one time.
Live show. That's right, a live show.
All right. Don't forget, check us out. Get the picks. Tell your friends to listen. Whatever. Look, just quick show. We'll be back next week for real.
Be back. All our picks will be out there. We had some MLB picks today. We're on Coastal Carolina tonight in Utah State. Smith will get all the picks out there. Anything you need, any questions at all, we'd get some dialogue. Hit us up. Smith will give you the details on that. Devin's going to let you know how to like, subscribe, and do stuff on YouTube. And listen, man, let's get it going. Quick show tonight, but we're back. It's barring any natural disasters. We'll be fired up middle of the week next week with a whole laundry list. We'll have our notes ready. And we'll be ready to
by
go.
then we'll have 28 picks to be pissed off about by next week.
Right. You'll be guys will be like, damn, these guys are still going. Yeah.
All right, brother. I'll put it together.
Brick by brick, baby. Hook us up, everybody.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
Welcome to the Wager Makers podcast with Webb and Smith.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Wager Maker Podcast.
Brick by brick, baby.
Yeah.
Here comes the Wager Maker
Here I go.
Express.
I hear y'all sick of losing money cause y'all don't know how to bet. Better hit that Wager Maker Podcast with Spit and Web. They gon' show y'all how to do this. Take these notes like y'all some students. Y'all can't seem to pick them right. Well, tonight y'all lucky night. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Your bookie getting sick cause we built this brick by brick. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Come and place your bets with that WM Express. Let's go.